Hello, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Let me make sure my mic is working. It is. That's a success. I'm happy with the broadcast. Good night, everybody. Drive safely. I am your host for the evening. I am Kevin Williams. This is a charity fundraiser for booksandbricks.org. Thank you so much for joining us. Those of you that are at the quasi dinner in Seattle, welcome. Those of you who are online, welcome to you as well. And I'll explain what's going on in Seattle as we speak, and if we are lucky this year, we will be able to see what's going on in Seattle, setting up a live feed between the two events. So this is a very much fly by the seat of our pants day. We are gathered here together in order to raise money for booksandbricks.org. It is a nonprofit charitable organization that does the work that you see behind you there. Everything from providing pens and textbooks for children in Kenya, which is in Africa, to building libraries, giving the students a place to study, a place to share, and a place to learn. It also, once you are involved in the organization as a student, they guarantee they will pay your way through college. So we have a ton of stuff going on tonight. We have some footage from last year. We have some new footage from this year. Some very exciting things, and I'm really looking forward to experiencing the generosity that last year completely overwhelmed me on many occasions during the broadcast. Already tonight, we've raised some money. Marcy, who is a regular on my YouTube channel, just contributed $100. Thank you very much, Marcy. There have been people at the quasi-dinner in Seattle, and I'll explain that in a second, and they have been raising funds. I have my phone set up here to alert me when people are sending in money, etc. So we'll try and keep up as we go along. The figure above me, the 5%, that's not the actual figure of what we've raised so far. Our goal is $50,000. That's our budget this year. Last year, I can't even tell you how much we ended up raising. We didn't hit our goal in the broadcast, but we did hit our goal subsequent to the broadcast, including a very generous donation by the Hatch family. Phyllis and the Hatch family donated a large amount that led to the creation of a library. So now there's something called the Hatch Library and a water tank in Kenya. So whether you can contribute something along those lines or whether you can just share this broadcast with somebody that you think, hey, they might want to support educating children in Africa, please do so. So thank you to everyone again for joining us. Now, I know there's a lot of things happening in the world today. Specifically in Seattle, the Mariners are trying to make the playoffs. And I know that some of you would probably rather watch that than what we're doing right now. So that's not a problem whatsoever. I've got you covered. Let's just tune into the broadcast right now. So what I'll do is I'll just play the game as we're talking. And I'm kidding, I can't do that. That would be a very serious copyright strike, and if you saw a score on that, don't worry, that's yesterday's game. So that is not happening. Let's see. I have Mary Ray with Books and Bricks has joined us at least over on one screen here. Let me look at her. Can you hear me, Mary Ray? Yeah, you guys can't hear her. I can't hear her yet because I have my headphones on. But you would like to talk to us on the air. Yes, I can put your face on the air and you can say hi to everybody. Good. So this is going to be so much better than last year because you guys don't have to listen to me for 2 hours. Let me bring in Mary Ray. Let me first, there's a couple of technical things I have to get over here. And then I'm going to bring you up on the audio. Go ahead and speak, Mary.
Hi there.
Okay, you're not coming through for them. Give me just a moment. And again, this is the first time we're doing it, and it'll be the last time this year until next year when we try something else that won't work. This is COVID times. This is what happens. The only guarantee we have in life since the pandemic is that I will mute my own microphone several times during the broadcast. Mary, hello.
Hi there, Kevin.
Yes! I think the people out there can hear you. If someone in the
Wonderful.
chat room could just let me know if they can hear Mary, that would be awesome. I can hear her. Hopefully you can hear her. We'll go from there. What's going on, Mary?
Wow. Well, it looks like we've already got quite a lot of donations coming in. I know that we sent out notification about this fundraiser a while ago, and we've already gotten a lot of things in the mail and online through donations, and we're just so appreciative. It's really nice to see this already coming in, and we're excited to see where you take us this night, Kevin.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, first off, for doing what you do. Thanks to everybody who's sending in these donations. What we could do is, you've got my number, right? My phone number somewhere? Didn't we text this last year? The updates? I can't remember.
Yeah. I do have some names here. I'd be happy to read out. We want to thank a few people I know for sure.
Okay. Then, yeah, let's do that. If you can do it instead of having me do it, I'm in. Yeah, go for it.
Great. So we already got donations in from Lane and Rick, and I know they're there in Seattle, and we're so appreciative of that. And Lou and Harold, Gail and Charlie.
Hey, I think those are my Gail and Charlie. That's Aunt Gail and Uncle Charlie. Hi, guys, if you're watching, thank you so much.
Thank you, Aunt and Uncle. Yes, so appreciative of that. It's great to have the family support there. We have Karen and Harry, and we thank John H. for his donation.
Thank you, John H.
Yeah, Sandra and Greg, they got a donation in there. We really appreciate that. Let's see what else we have going on here. We got a monthly donation commitment from Glenn and Lori. And, it's just really great to get that kind of sustaining donation. I know we do something called a sustainer membership sustaining donations. And I think that's a $25 a month commitment. And that just really helps us know where we're going and who we can support throughout the year for Books and Bricks Global.
That is just a wonderful thing. The other thing about a sustainable donation is it keeps the coffers going, and just every time you see that new total at the beginning of any month or in the middle of the month, whenever those come in, you get that feeling as a human being like, hey, I'm making a difference. People care. Yeah. Not just the one time, forget about it, move on. That money keeps coming in. And I like the sustaining donations. So whether, and that's something too where somebody might not have $5,000, $10,000 right now to throw into the pot, but you might have $20 a month or $10 or nothing, and you just want to share the broadcast with somebody else. There's so many things you can do.
Absolutely. And you know what I tell my friends, Kevin, and I know we've talked about this before, it's really just incredible to look at the numbers, and I know you're going to go over them again later, about how a little bit can really truly go a long way in Kenya for these students. Books are so inexpensive compared to what we expect here in the States, and the fees, and a computer, I think, for a college student is less than $300. Like, it's really incredible how far these donations can go for these students. It makes a huge impact.
It does. And if I'm remembering correctly, because I haven't seen the figures since last year, I think $450 pays for an entire high school education, 4 years of high school in Kenya.
Yeah. It really goes a very far way. It's amazing.
And the other thing is, in Kenya, unless things have changed, and I don't think they have, especially due to COVID, the state, the country of Kenya, or the province or state or whatever it is, the governmental organization in the area where we supply education will pay for one kid in the family to go through school. And often, with large families in Kenya, that kid is the oldest son.
Right.
And so we like to focus, when we can, on sending a young girl to school and paying for that and working them all the way through. And once they're accepted, we get them through college. And many of them have turned around, like my mother sponsored a young lady named Eunice, and she eventually became a teacher and went back to the schools and is now educating a whole new crop of girls. And we don't limit just to the girls. We just like to focus on that because they have less opportunity.
Yes, it's really impressive. And what I was going to say too, especially with sustaining donors, is it's really nice. We do hear from these students, and the donors sometimes directly get thank you letters or letters talking about what it is that they're studying in school and what a difference it's really made. And especially, like you said, from those young women like Eunice, seeing where they take that education and what they do with it. And a lot of these people that turn around and then become teachers or help the younger students, just that kind of loop, that feedback is really wonderful to see there.
It really is. Well, here's what I think would be fun for you. Oh, speaking of fun, here's Reverend Elise joining us as well, and it looks like she's focusing on my dad in the background. So we'll talk a little bit more later. But let me just check with Elise here. Thank you very much, Mary, by the way, and all of the donors that Mary mentioned. And I've got another donor for you. Marcy just put in $100, Mary. She sent it to me, which then I will get to you. And Elise, are we ready to hear Cliff Williams speak? Is that why you're here?
Yes, your dad is ready. And so I'm going to turn the camera on. Hi, everybody. We're so very glad that you're here this evening. And I'm going to turn it over to Cliff Williams. Hold on just a second, Cliff. Here, we should be good. How are we doing on sound there, Kevin?
I think everybody can hear you.
Great.
So let's go for it. And Mary, if you hang up, you can come back in anytime. You've already had permission to get into the room.
Great.
So I don't have to let you in again. But if you hang up, that makes my dad bigger, and the people watching on their cell phones will be able to see my dad as a very large human being. There he is. Hello, Dad. This is Cliff Williams, by the way. He's involved in booksandbricks.org. This isn't a family affair, except that all of us are somehow involved because I think my mother got involved originally. He is in a room with people, and you guys are all vaccinated and you've already eaten. Are there people inside, or is this before the people come inside? Tell me what's going on, Dad.
It's half and half. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fundraiser. I'm sure Kevin has already welcomed you to it. We had a little outside dinner, not really a dinner, but a little outside gathering. And then everybody is coming in here, or many of them will be coming in here, to join us to watch your presentation for the next 2 hours. We're very excited about this, and congratulations, Kevin, to your second time doing this. I know how much effort you've put into it, and then also thank you very much for all of you who are contributing, who've contributed before now, and before today, and those who will be contributing this evening. As Kevin has explained to you, and I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures that we've received from Kenya, this is a very excellent program. I've been involved in it since about 2010. Right now, the particular program I'm involved in, we are sponsoring 3 high school students and 3 college students. We know they are having quite a struggle with the COVID-19 and getting their education. So please continue to contribute, and we'll get back to you later as more show up here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad. And I think I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. So I can see inside, I believe the rules are everybody is vaccinated who's allowed inside. And then when you're around other people, you're going to be wearing masks, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you go eat your quasi dinner or whatever it is you're doing, and we'll check in with you guys later. As I understand it, people are going to be gathering inside, and then you're going to be giving a little talk inside as well, or is everybody there everybody there knows what's going on, right?
Yes, of course. Most of the people, there are board members and also sustainers, people who give $35 a month to help the program pay for the overhead expenses. Those are sustainers. And a lot of the people that are downstairs making their way up here are sustainers.
Well, it's very nice to see you. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Nice seeing you, Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We'll
Elise.
sign in a little bit. Thank you. We'll sign in a little bit.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And they are gone. So let's go back to we can do this and we can do this. There we go. Jennifer, by the way, Jennifer Polson just sent in a PayPal donation as well. So thank you very much to Jennifer. For those of you who follow my broadcast, you're welcome to shoot the donation to me, and I will make sure it gets to them. The best way to do it so that I'm out of the loop is go to booksandbricks.org/donate, and you can make your donation there. As well, if you want to PayPal the organization directly, I put that address up at the top of the screen. I believe if you open up your PayPal on your phone and you send PayPal money to office@booksandbricksglobal.com, that is the PayPal address. And that should come up. If it doesn't work, no worries. Go to booksandbricks.org without the global.donate. So that link over there is where you can go. And there's a number of different ways you can donate there. Once you log in, you can donate to either directly to an education fund or a library fund, or my mother has a fund as well. And I might walk you guys through that in just a little while. But we've already burned through 15 minutes. So we're already there. I thought we would take a look at some of the things from last year, including the chairman of Books and Bricks, who I think is still the chairman. I could just be rebroadcasting thing from people who aren't even involved in the charity anymore. I'm sure they are. They're wonderful people. And during these videos, there'll be a couple of anachronisms referring to this being our first live stream. It is not. This is the second annual live stream. And hopefully at some point, everybody will be able to get back together without masks on and have a great dinner of Kenyan goat inside the church in Seattle, in West Seattle, at St. John's the Baptist. I believe it's Episcopal. And hopefully that'll be the case. But until then, this is the next best thing. And this also opens up, of course, a whole new world of other people to help out the organization. Folks like Stephanie and Jennifer and Marcy and At Random and everybody else in the chat room that you see there. If you'd like to participate in the chat, you can do so on the Books and Bricks site, or because that's not really working, the video showing, but the chat isn't populating, you're welcome to go to my direct page, which is youtube.com/KevinLeeFather, youtube.com/KevinLeeFather, and the chat there is working over here. Again, this is very much fly by the seat of your pants. I'm doing things. I'm doing things with the technology that, quite honestly, you're not supposed to be able to do. So what you're looking at right now is duct tape on the internet. But necessity being the mother of invention, you say coronavirus, I say coronatunity. Here is the chairman with a welcome.
Welcome to all, no matter where you are in the great, wide, and wonderful world in which we live today, complete with all its changes and challenges. I'm J.D. Godwin, Chair of the Board of Books and Bricks Global. Some may want to say that this is our first annual virtual meeting. To that I would say, please God, let it not be so. While I'm thankful for each of you who has joined us this evening, I am profoundly aware that virtual gathering is no real substitute for the real thing, for human interaction, the human touch, for which so many of us long these days. So I trust that by this time next year, we will be able to see each other in the flesh and enjoy table fellowship one with another. Schools in Kenya, like so many around the globe, have opened online, and that fact brings us new and exciting opportunities to make enduring differences in the lives of so many young people in the remote areas in and around Kitui County, Kenya. We know that there are many, many peoples and places that are in need these days, and which are clamoring for your discretionary dollars. Since coming to St. John the Baptist Episcopal Church, Seattle in 2013, David and I have taken great joy in being active financial supporters of the ministry and work of Books and Bricks Global. We've helped you provide educational supplies and experiences for students of all ages, and we've assisted in funding several libraries. A special joy for us recently has been the opportunity to provide additional financial support for the administration expense of our local office here in Seattle as sustaining members, thus assuring that none of the funds given for the benefit of our supported students, teachers, and schools will need to be diverted to our cost of operation. We have not yet reached our goal of having at least 40 sustaining members, and so I urge your attention to this possibility. A per-person donation of only $25 a month or $300 per year will help keep BBG up and running. With the opening of this school year, your financial support is most urgently needed to help our students learn in a drastically changed environment. We need to secure funding in the amount of $6,000 for computers or laptops for our 20 college-level students. This is new funding in the amount of $300 per computer, and is in addition to the monies so many of you already provide for high school and college students' education. We've also launched a new program called Learn Anywhere that enables learning outside the physical classroom via murals and other visual aids designed and painted in public spaces. You'll hear more about this program later. We know that many of you, our faithful donors, may be facing financial stresses during the complications of living in the age of COVID-19. Please know that whatever you can do to help keep the work of Books and Bricks Global healthy and growing is appreciated. If you have the ability to give more, either as a sustaining member or a one-time gift of one or more computers, whatever you can give, we're grateful. There are two promises I can make. The first promise is this: I know of few other places where every single dollar you give can do so very much good. Imagine that only $112 a year provides for a high school student to complete that year. Or for another student, he or she can attend 4 years of college for a total of $6,000. And the second promise is this, and it comes from our hearts, David's and mine. That is the deep and abiding joy in knowing that our giving, sometimes sacrificial giving, really does make a difference. This is a very exciting time for Books and Bricks Global and for our work in Kenya. I'm even more excited than ever for the future of our schools and students. And more than that, I'm excited for the world into which they are moving and of which they will soon be leaders. Thank you, one and all, for your gifts of grace and from gratitude on behalf of our students in Kitui County, Kenya.
That was JD with the welcome from last year. The person that I know of who is sort of behind all of this, who I think got my mother involved, is a young lady named Janet. And her and her husband and daughter, for that matter, all take part in all these events, and she is Kenyan herself. And we'll hear her story in just a couple of minutes. But I've seen some people talking on the chat room, and they were actually interested in how they can donate, specifically a couple of ways on the website. And so I am going to bring up the website for you so we can take a quick look at it here. And I can make it slightly bigger so you'll know what I'm referencing to. My mother would hate that use of a preposition at the end of a sentence. But here we go. Okay, so here is the website. I'm just going to make it full screen. Let's just do it, kids. Let's just have at it. There we go. Up in the top hand corner here, I believe you can see this. There's a Donate Today button. So somebody asked about donating specifically to my mother's fund. She's passed away, so of course you can do that posthumously or in memoriam. So up in the corner, hit Donate Today. And then the other question was, how can I make this a recurring donation? So a couple of different things here. Anywhere on the planet, you can donate online now. So you click the Donate Online Now, and then you can see here the third line. That is the Reverend Donna Riley Williams Memorial Scholarship Fund. That's my mother's fund. But honestly, any of these funds is more than worth your time and your hard-earned money. So feel free. The College Scholarship Fund, the Sustainer Reserve, Library and Classroom Building Fund. There's all sorts of stuff you can do there. And then right under here, if you want to make this a reoccurring donation, you just go to the donation frequency one time. Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, semi-monthly. So, and you can also, if you are doing a reoccurring donation, you can do that by clicking the start and the end date, hitting continue, and then moving through the process like that. If you have PayPal, if you back up here under the Donate Online that's in red, Prefer to use PayPal? Donate below. You hit the yellow PayPal button, and then that takes you right into the, you can go to the general fund there. You can do the Donna Williams Memorial Fund there. Same sort of deal. You can choose the amount. It's a minimum of $1. You can donate with PayPal, or you can use your credit card. However you want to do that. So there are other two opportunities for you there. So I hope that answers your questions, those of you who are asking those questions in the chat. Let me get rid of this, and without further ado, because again, I don't really know what ado is, we are going to take a look at Janet's story, how she got involved in Books and Brick, from whence the idea came. Here we go.
Books and Bricks is an international organization that was actually started in Kenya, and our work is to increase access to education. I used to be a high school teacher, and the first scholarship I gave was for $2 to a girl in my class to continue with her education. And since then, a lot of the people who volunteer for Books and Bricks have always been teachers. Books and Bricks has grown a lot. One of the things we do is we do not create dependency. We provide sustainable scholarships. We give scholarships that are enough to keep a child in school and still give an opportunity for governments and parents to do their part and do their share. We ensure that every student in our scholarship program who qualifies for college is assured of college, so they don't have to worry about passing a national exam and never having a college education. We believe that high school education is not enough, especially for girls. We do believe that a college education gives girls a much better opportunity and a better shot at life. Books and Bricks Global in Kenya is run by teachers who believe in our work. Teachers especially in rural areas, they're very committed, and they themselves have lived through the struggles and challenges of succeeding. They are usually the only people that are hired and employed in the formal sector. I am going to tell you about one of the leading people in Kenya. His name is Elijah, and we met Elijah in 2012 when he was teaching high school. He was actually, with the high school education, he was the principal for this high school in my village. It was, even though the elementary school was started in 1966, we really did not get a high school in my village until 2008. In 2012, Elijah was the principal at that high school with a high school education. Leading this school, we asked him, Elijah, what can you really do? And he said that with more education, I can be a better teacher, I can be a better principal. And we offered Elijah a scholarship. A scholarship was funded by a family right here in Seattle, actually in Snohomish. And he finished college, and he is now the chair for Books and Bricks Global in Kenya. His assistant, when Elijah left to go to college, the next person who took over being a deputy principal for that high school is Julius. And Julius right now is the community outreach officer for Books and Bricks Global. My third grade teacher, Mrs. Mwema, you will probably hear her talking a little bit later. She influenced me a lot when I was young. She told us that as a woman and as a girl, she is educating us to make a change in this community. She is the treasurer for Books and Bricks Global. So when you give your money to Books and Bricks Global, that money is actually going to the children that actually need it, and they can use it, and they really can use it. So please give. We have very committed donors. Every year we have a huge fundraiser at St. John and in Seattle, and we actually serve African food. We serve kienyeji, which is local food in Kenya. We serve greens, we serve beans, we serve githeri, koi, we've served ugali, we've served goat. And that is the place to be the first Saturday of October. But this year we could not do that because of COVID and because we wanted to be sure that our donors are safe. We were safe. We will be there to take care of the children. So this was an opportunity to have a live stream fundraiser. We have read a lot that donations to nonprofits were going to be going down. But we are hopeful. As soon as it is safe for students to go back to school, we will be there promoting and increasing access to education. There is something really, really interesting that we have done during the time for COVID. We have provided books, we have provided revision materials for 8th graders, we've provided revision materials and books for high school kids. We have put reading materials in shops. So when a parent goes to shop, they can just pick up material to take home to their kids to go and read. So like, for example, in Seattle Times, there was an article on sea turtles in Mombasa, and that is being provided for and having for kids to read in the village. It's exciting. Our donors are very important. They make almost an 8-year commitment for each child that, that they fund. And that is where our sustainability for school scholarships comes from. Our donors, when they start funding a library, they fund that library from the foundation all the way to installing books into that library until it is ready for a student to enter. We partner with communities that have never failed to raise their share. Usually the community share is 30%. So if every member of the community contributed, the average contribution for each household is about $1. And all the libraries, all the schools for which we have built libraries, the communities have been able to raise their share, and we've completed those libraries. Thank you very much for your donation. Thank you for increasing access to education for children through Books and Bricks Global.
And that is Janet, who is sort of the spark behind the fire that is Books and Bricks Global. And speaking of sparks, we also have someone who has sparked the inspiration of St. John's the Baptist. We have the Reverend Canon, the Right Honorable Reverend Canon Elise. Let me see if I can bring her up here. Elise, say something to me so we're sure we've got your audio.
Hey, Kevin, it's great to be with you.
Okay, there you are. Great. So you just wanted to talk about booksandbricks.org a little bit. First, I wanted to ask you how long you've been there at the church and from whence you came. How did you get here and how did you find Books and Bricks, etc.? Go ahead.
Excellent. Well, so I began serving as the priest at St. John the Baptist here in West Seattle on August 8th. So I'm pretty brand spanking new, but it's great to be here. And I have to tell you, one of the most impressive things about St. John the Baptist, there are many impressive things about this wonderful congregation, but the commitment to forming the lives of young people in Kenya through Books and Bricks has been just a really impressive program to me, and the commitment that exists both in members of the congregation as well as members of the community and the community at large, and well, really the sort of the wider commitment, and especially the passion of the Johnson family, of Janet, Mike, and Mary, and all of the different folks who are part of the board and make these events happen. It's just really been just really impressive. So.
And I know that you've been a priest for a while now. You must have some experience with seeing how education can completely transform someone's life.
Yes. So I come to St. John the Baptist from having served in Lexington, Kentucky, and the region around Lexington, Kentucky for a number of years. And many folks would associate Kentucky with the Appalachian region, with poverty and with a lower access and to education. But I've been a part of programs that work with kids who are at risk, who read below grade level and such things. And those programs work with those kids to help improve their reading skills. And we have seen the positive results that those kids who really have the ability to have focused educational opportunities, they can be successful and productive and happier adults. And so I am very positive that the young people that Books and Bricks is supporting in Kenya that's doing that very same thing, giving these kids the ability to be empowered and formed so that they can be productive members of their communities. It is just really, I'm so glad that kind of work is happening through Books and Bricks.
I remember watching an interview with a general who served with the United Nations in Africa and was asked, what's the solution? And he said, books, not bullets.
Yep.
Don't get these kids involved in the wrong, and this is universal. This isn't just Africa, but anywhere you are, if you're on the streets of Chicago, an education can get you out of a bad area. And that's the sort of thing that this money goes to. We've been so busy in this broadcast, I haven't even had a time to go down the list of all the things that Books and Bricks has accomplished. We'll see if we hit those later on. But we will come back to you when things get sort of rolling. You know what? They're not going to be rolling. Let's be honest. It's a small church hall. You're not in that room right now. It looks like you're in some kind of playroom off to the side. For much better audio, I'm sure. What we want to do is get the the funds rolling in. That's what we're really after today. And you've been talking about the kids and how they're reacting in Kenya or Kentucky or Cuba, for that matter, which is what I called it the other day. This year we got lucky. We have some video of the actual kids. We have elementary kids playing in the schoolyard. We have some of them learning basic colors in the classroom. And then we have some of them in a library that was built completely with Books and Bricks funds. So I'm going to let you go, Elise, and then I'm going to show the people out there the footage of the actual children, the lives that theoretically they are changing. So thank you very much, and check in with us later. There goes Elise. Let me do a couple of things here to get this rolling. And you are off the air, Elise. You're good to go. And we are going to go to footage of the actual kids in actual school. Here we go.
So you usually play the 4 of you? Yeah. 4 or 2? Okay, we can have 4 of you. So, how do you master the pattern of the feet? So there are lines, huh? Yes. So you skip the boxes. Oh, so if you step on the line, you have missed. Huh. Which class is this? What class are you?
I am
Class 6?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And you can, oh, okay. So, good morning, class. Good morning once again. Which class is this? Form 1, sir? How old have you been? How long have you been at this school? Sorry? Oh, 1 month older. And on behalf of the class, if I may ask, how often do you visit the library? 3 times a month. As a whole class or individually? Do you have individual sessions or you just come as a whole class? Oh, it's a whole class, huh? Okay, so thank you. You may sit down. Which is the most current exciting reader? Sorry? The Whistling Tones, huh? It's a novel, huh? So thank you. Any other volunteer? Yeah, which is the most current reader? Memories we lost. Okay, so thank you, thank you. Any other volunteer? Which is your most current reader? Memories we lost also, huh? So thank you, and I'd like to challenge you as Form 1s. It's always good to read many books, especially in novels. They usually widen your thoughts. They give you ideas, and also, most importantly, they help you with your talking skills. Sini sawa? So maybe you can challenge yourself in every week. Unasoma kitabu moja. Sini sawa? So thank you for your time, and you can keep on learning. So have a good day. Yeah? So thank you.
And we can see the donations are pouring in. Mary, if you're listening right now, Mary Ray, I sent you an email. You can send me the totals in your email so I can update that fundraising bar, because really that's why I'm here. That's the exciting part. So if you do that, we will get that updated. Marcy just asked a question in the chat room. You can see it over on your left, my right. Do the boys have separate classes from the girls? Sometimes. Sometimes they do. There's a way we can figure that out too. Let me pull up some of the pictures that I didn't have a chance to put into a slideshow format. And I kind of didn't, because I sort of wanted to go through these things with you guys and sort of discover them and take a look, because there's all sorts of answers to questions that we have if we just take a moment, as opposed to in a slideshow where there's music and it fades away and the image gets closer and it's very emotional, but we don't necessarily learn, and really we're all about education. That's just my excuse for not getting it done in time. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm totally serious that I want to take a look at these things with you. So let me pull up the full screen, and we'll kind of go through these pictures and just sort of analyze things. Now, many of you may know that I spent a lot of my childhood in Africa, so some of these things will be more familiar to me. But it wasn't in Kenya; it was Malawi and Swaziland. I will make mistakes with you as we look through this stuff, and if you have comments about what you're seeing on the screen here, feel free to throw it into the chat room. I will be looking at 3 different screens as we do this.
There we go.
So
this is Sia.
Full, not that. There we go. So what we have right away, the thing that I'm noticing is that it looks like there are Obama Smoothline pens right here. Not really sure. Now, we know that Obama was born in Kenya. He was not. Obama's father is from Kenya. He has a brother in Kenya. But here we have Obama pens. So Books and Bricks is not a left or a right organization. It is just an organization for writing things down for kids, and you can use those pens to do that. Again, when this isn't a slideshow format, you don't get the time to really look at stuff like that and learn. What did we learn from that? Absolutely nothing. Just kind of funny that there they are. There's the Obama pens. Let's go back. Let's move on. These are the homework booklets, very similar to what the kids here would have in the United States, Canada, or elsewhere. And you can see all of these kids have been supplied with those homework, those textbooks, the writing implements, etc., by Books and Bricks. And kids in Africa, when you get a pen, not all kids in Africa, of course, these are all generalizations, of course. When you get a pen, you hold on to that pen. It's not like us where you have a pencil bag and you've got 20 pencils, and rather than sharpen, you throw one out and use the next one. This is somebody, one of the kids, one of the students. This says the 11th of June, 2021, and it's from Mwende Mwendwa Muthoma. And I probably got the pronunciation of that wrong. And then Mwenda Kuala. This is a house, obviously. So that's a piece of artwork that they've done. Here's another student. He looks like he could be in high school or on his way to college. One of the cool things about Books and Bricks, and I think I've mentioned it before during the broadcast, is not that. Hold on. One of the cool things is that when you start with Books and Bricks, even in kindergarten, they guarantee that that student will be going all the way through college if that student so chooses it, and that funding will be taken care of for them. To get through high school, it's about $450 for a kid. College, the last time I checked, it was about $3,000. Why don't we take a break right now? We're not going to take a break, actually. I'm just going to read you some of the things. I was just looking at a data sheet a little bit earlier. Some of the things, for example, fourth graders, right now, unless I said corrected, there are fourth graders that Books and Bricks is sponsoring, a total of fourth graders in Kenya, and I believe it's northern Kenya, northwestern Kenya. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not there. 98 fourth graders. The money that you folks are contributing is making for the education of 98 fourth graders in Kenya. And that's just the fourth graders. Number of pens for the fourth graders, 82. And those are actually the pens for the fourth graders are supplied by the government of Kenya. So this is an NGO, non-governmental organization, working hand in glove with the government of Kenya to make things happen. At Random says, I love that the universal kid drawing of a window in a house is a square with a cross in it. Yeah, that's all houses everywhere. And you can see the houses behind them too. We're going to see a little bit later, we're going to see the construction of a library. I don't know if Phyllis Hatch is watching, but we have actual footage of the Hatch family library, which is a result of what happened last year, raising funds. Phyllis and her family were very generous, and there's now a library in Kenya called the Hatch Family Library, and we're going to see that. We're going to see that in just a second. Let's see. A cost of a new library is $10,000. Cost of a new classroom is $8,000. For $8,000, we can build a classroom, and we have a COVID sanitation system. They've built 3 COVID sanitation systems. I don't know what those are comprised of, but Books and Bricks have done it. Number of computers for college students. That goes 2 in the library, 2 in the office, and 19 college students. So that's 23 computers that your donations have funded. And especially during COVID. The college students kept going to school, except they couldn't go to school because of COVID, just like here. So those college students needed laptops. And that's where Books and Bricks came in. Marcy says, Obama pens are a product of Chini Yatao in Nairobi. Okay. Good enough. I wonder if Obama knows that there's pens out there with his name on them. I'm sure he would enjoy that. I'm a Williams, and there's Williams everywhere, from moving companies to real estate. But I get nothing from it. Scholarship programs. So graduated high school seniors, 14. Currently active high schoolers through the Books and Bricks program, 100. Let's see. We had dropouts this last year, but out of those, so we had 106 going into last year, 6 dropouts last year. One got married, one pregnant. The other one said that they would help the pregnant one, they're twins, and hopefully return to school. And 4 said that they left school because of COVID, during COVID. So hopefully we'll get those back as well. Phyllis is here. So good to see you, Phyllis. I am absolutely thrilled that we have footage, not only pictures of the construction of your library in play, but actually video of the library construction, which is a rarity, and it's good quality video too. So why don't we? Well, let's finish the pictures, and then we'll go to Phyllis. Let's see if anybody else is trying to get in with me here. No, we're good there. So we're gonna have time to go finish up the pictures here. And then we'll go right into the library. So there's a classroom. This looks like a high school classroom. Could be a university classroom. Older kids, same thing. That's got to be high school. But you can see they're masked. COVID's going on. There's one gentleman who's not over here. He might be vaccinated. I don't know. Let's see. So that's the commissary. And those are boys and girls in the same classrooms to answer Marcy's question. I believe we have a picture of the entrance to the school later on as well. And you've got kids not wearing their masks properly as well, just like you have here. Some of them are wearing their masks. This looks like this is probably in the back of the library, the teacher's desk in the back of the library. So here we go. This is Kivubuni Mixed Secondary School. So this is a high school. This is the Ministry of Education in Kenya, has this school, and is a mixed, so that means boys and girls together in high school. Marcy. Kimchi sent an e-check under her maiden name. So thank you very much, Kimchi. That's awesome. Core values you can see over here on the corner, what they're teaching these kids, not only in education, but respect, integrity, self-discipline, excellence, and teamwork. We should think about that for American schools as well. Not so bad. I think we're almost done with the pictures, and then we'll take a look at Phyllis, the Hatch Family Library. Yep, they're showing a map of Africa. You can see it's a big map because Africa is so much bigger than the United States. There was a West Wing episode about that. You can take 5 United States and fit them quite nicely into Africa. That's how big Africa is. There we go. The Shapes and Colors. The Shapes and Colors is the same poster that we saw earlier in... let me make that bigger. The Shapes and Colors, we saw the kids doing the Shapes and Colors in the classroom. So the one boy was at the front pointing at the brown, purple, and the kids would repeat in English the colors that they saw on the color scheme there. I need to get back to... There we go. And then there's one of the students, and she's saying, thank you, Lou and Harold. And I think Lou and Harold were mentioned earlier. If I'm remembering, I remember a Lou. I wonder if this is the same Lou and Harold. I wonder if this is their student. I don't know. But one way or another, thanks, Lou and Harold, for doing this. Speaking of thank you, let's take a look at the Hatch Library. This will be a slideshow presentation followed by video. I hope you enjoy. This is the Hatch Family Library. You'll see a Hatch Family water tank, which was a surprise to me as well. But within the library are books that are contributed to by everyone who donates, whether that be through the Donald Riley Williams Memorial Fund or to the General Fund. Let's see here, in the new library, in the new high school library, the Hatch Family Library specifically, there are now 1,973 books. Some provided by the government, some provided by donations, and some provided, of course, by the Hatch family. It's the library they built. I haven't seen it with books. I don't know if we have any footage of it with books yet, but I can tell you that there's either almost 2,000 books ready to go or they're in the library. I believe that they're in the library, and if someone is watching, be that the Reverend or Cliff Williams or somebody who knows better than myself, let me know through a text or over the Google Meets, and we'll talk about the Hatch Family Library on the other side.
mati ndabundi. You know, I know kind of. Moga mina so kanoni.
And we are back. And first off, I'm just fascinated by the way that they do that construction. The bricks are made right there. They make the cinder blocks out of the mud. When you live in Africa, the sun is your friend. And the things you can do with enough sun in terms of construction is absolutely mind-boggling. We have, before we get too much into the library, a couple of updates. Yes, Janet says to the Hatch family, there are 1,970 books inside the library right now. Well, some might be checked out. I don't know. I don't know if they check them out or not there. I think the books are too valuable to leave the room. But they might. I don't know. I'm sure Janet will correct me on that later. But Mary, speaking of library, speaking of donations, you've got some names to read. Let's do it.
Yeah, our numbers are incredible right now. We're at about $13,000. And it's just awesome. And I love that the library building process, like you said, it's such a community thing. And so is the support that everybody's giving tonight. So I just want to read out some names and thank you, everyone. We want to give a shout out to Ann B. Thank you for your donation and your work with Books and Bricks. You're so valuable. Maria Beatriz and JD and David, of course. He spoke earlier about their contributions and how meaningful that is to their family.
Yep.
James W., Mary J., we've got a Deborah B. and a Deborah C. donating. Thank you so much, Deborahs.
A lot of Deborahs out there.
Yeah,
Suspicious amount of Deborahs, quite frankly.
Absolutely.
Go on.
But we appreciate them. John and Carol. We have Robert J. and Maria D. Rachel and Chris. Nora donated. Sandy donated, and she's a sustainer, and we really, really appreciate that. Helps us through. John and Adrian, I think we may have talked about. Maggie.
Yep,
and
John
Paul,
and Adrian. I know them. Put that in the Kevin column.
Awesome. Maggie and Paul, I was going to say, they are longtime supporters. They are always giving and gifting, and we are just so appreciative of continued support. It's nice that people like that get to see, where their contributions really go and have seen the organization build their work there in Kenya. Cliff, of course, is always a great donator, and his time is so appreciated on the board. Janice has donated. Sharon P., Kitty and Carl. We have Greg and Marty, Sigrid, Heap and Timothy, Maria and Paul, Elizabeth and Clinton. We have Dylan, Leanne and David, Christine, Sandra and Greg.
Holy smokes. You're
Reverend
wearing out my bell.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not giving you time for all your bells.
No, that's fine.
KDL. And that's pretty up to date. But then I also wanted to mention there are a few corporations on their businesses. There's another parish, a church parish, that have donated to these. And I wanted to mention to people, some companies do the donation matching program.
Yep.
And if that's something that you can look into as you're a donator, a supporter, it might be another opportunity to get more funds into these hands of these students over in Kenya. So it might be something to look into.
And up in Canada, in the chat room, I see that our friend Bave there She goes by Bev to the public. Bev, because I mispronounced her name one time and it stuck. So Bev has donated. It's gone now. Hold on. I got to find it because she made a joke. Yeah, she donated $150 Canadian. So put that down as $5 US. So that's probably about $100. It's
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's probably about 115 or so. Doing some quick math, if we've raised 13,000, the 5% is wrong. I'll update it during the next video. It's probably closer to about 26% of our goal.
And you know what? Now I'm seeing a fresh number is a little over 19,000. So I haven't gotten to update and see where those names are, but that is the current total. And so that's just fantastic. It's coming in. So it's really nice to see. And it's great to see everybody's watching, listening to you, Kevin. It's really fun.
It's really, all I'm getting in the chat room and in the texts are like, more Mary Ray, please. Bring back Mary Ray.
No, it's so great to see that video and have Janet explain really the work that's going on and all the updated photos. It's just so wonderful to really see what's going on over there.
We got more video this year, which I'm always I wanted to. You can check out anytime you want to, Mary. Check in again with us in a moment whenever you're ready.
Thanks.
Let me. Thank you, Mary, very much. Let me put you on the silent there. There we go. And get rid of your video. And again, folks, this is just me sitting here running like 3 different screens at the same time. But it's not about that. It's not. That's the great thing. I was telling somebody, might have been Mary, might have been Reverend Elise. I think it was Reverend Elise. Whatever happens during the broadcast happens. Everybody understands. We don't have a team of producers in Seattle and here in Los Angeles running all of this. I call this the TPD studios that I'm broadcasting from. Really, it's just a room. There's nobody else here. But there are so many people behind the scenes helping, and those people like you, like Marcy, like Babe, like Phyllis, like at Random, like all of the people that we've heard from. Give me a second here. I have to make this window. This is, again, behind the scenes. This is Inside Baseball. Speaking of baseball, the score of the Mariners game currently is, I'm not going to do that. You might be taping the game. And if there's anything else I can impart on you today, it's the wisdom of don't talk about sports scores while the games are happening, because people tape things now. I think that's good. I think that's enough education for one broadcast. Just in case it's not, just in case you already knew that, I wanted to take a look at some more video. This is, speaking of libraries. Oh, let me first backtrack here. I wonder if I can take it back. I think I can pause. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, I can pause. The sound's gone now, and I should be able to scroll forward. Yeah, so a couple of things I wanted to point out here. So there's the water tank, funded by the Hatch family. So that's part of where that donation goes, and of course, much needed. But what they do is they make these bricks. You can see it at the end here. Here it is. So what he's doing is he's digging up dirt, and that dirt is taken to the wheelbarrow, shaped into bricks, and then it dries in the sun, and then eventually becomes the walls. Which to me is just fascinating. We have shortages of everything. Oh, we can't get lumber. We can't get this. We can't get the other thing. Right, but honestly, how many of our houses are made from the dirt in the backyard? It's just fascinating what you can do. And then this gentleman here, I think he's using like a milk carton to pour water into... Here we go. We'll play it for a second. Yeah, I think he's just cooling down those cinder blocks. They're mud blocks at that time. You wet them, and then the sun dries them and makes them even harder, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, this was during my childhood that I was in Africa. So, and I never built a library. It's true. How many water tanks do you think have a semicolon painted on them? Only that one. Judges agree. Kimchi says, I just shared on Twitter. This is an informative and interesting fundraiser. Most impressed. Thank you, Kimchi. Anybody out there, especially if you would love to somehow help the cause, but you're not in a financial situation to do so right now, as so many other people are not during this time, share the broadcast. And it doesn't have to be today. They can watch it later. They don't have to watch it live. You can donate at any time at booksandbricks.org/donate, or just go to booksandbricks.org and hit that donate button. Babe says, sorry, I did that once, Kevin. I don't know to what you're referring, Babe, but I can't forgive you. All right, I'm going to work on moving on with my life, and we're going to hear from the Books and Bricks treasurer. This is from last year, so this is a surprise. I don't even know who it is. Let's find out.
Can you briefly tell us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Frida Mwema. Books and Bricks Global Kenya Treasurer. I'm also a teacher in Mulundi Primary School. I started working with this organization since 2011, since from up to present.
Wow.
I've been working with the organization when it was Books and Bricks organization. Now we are working with the Books and Bricks Global Kenya. As the treasurer, I withdraw funds from the organization and then distribute them accordingly.
Wow. And also, as a teacher, what's your role, especially during this COVID-19 period, in the community and also to help the students to remain focused?
Okay, during this period, when funds are sent to Kenya, we buy materials, revision materials for the students in high schools and also in primary school. I help in distributing the materials. I've also been helping in guiding and counseling of the girl child. I also question the parents on the issues of discipline during this time. And also I ask the parents to make sure that their children are safe or they follow the health measures.
Wow, that's great. And lastly, what do you think should be done to ensure that the students are ready to be back in class by January?
Okay, to be ready, 2021, we need to buy more materials for the learners and also the students in high school, and make sure that the parents keep them busy in revision.
So that was the treasurer of Books and Bricks. I assume she's still the treasurer of Books and Bricks, explaining some of the stuff that happens. Babe, apparently, on the beginning side of that clip, Babe apologized because I guess one time in the chat room she ruined a score for me. I've forgotten. I've moved on. I'm terrible at holding a grudge, quite honestly. There's probably a lot of people I should be mad at that deserve my ire. I'm Irish by nature. We come from Ireland. I should have that in me. I don't. So all is forgiven, Babe, especially with the generosity that you've shown here today, donating $150 Canadian, which is equivalent to 25 cents US. Here, I wanted to show you guys something as well. Right here on the donation page, right underneath where it says donate today, and then if you'd like to do PayPal, you can do PayPal. When you donate to PayPal, they charge us a fee for donating. Still, do it. If you got PayPal and it's convenient, do PayPal. If you still write checks, there's also an address for sending a check in. And then as Mary Ray was mentioning just a couple of minutes ago, check with your employer. A lot of employers, including my brother's, he works for one of the Blue Crosses, they match donation funds. And you'd be surprised. I think companies like Safeco and Boeing and the big companies do it. Some of the smaller mums and pops do it as well, up to a certain limit. And I wanted to announce, I will also be matching donations today up to $20. But just one donation and just the 20. I'm kidding. The Books and Bricks this is just an aside story. They tried to send me a check for doing the fundraising. First off, I was kind of like, a check? Now I got it deposited? Oh, what year is this? Saying I never deposited. I don't charge for this. This is fun for me, just getting to visit with you guys. And honestly, it gives me a good feeling about things. Speaking of good feelings, I think we learned a lot last year. And one of the things we learned was that I am an ugly crier. Nobody wants to see me cry. We've talked a little bit about the different subsets of donations that you can make. One of them is my mom's memorial fund, the Donna Riley Williams Memorial Fund. I'll show you where you can do it online. You hit the donate online now. And right there, you'll see the Reverend Donna Riley Williams Memorial Scholarship Fund. That is my mother. And my dad, I think, did a very nice job of sort of talking about that last year and explaining why my mom was involved and became involved in Books and Bricks, and sort of, I don't want to say dragged the whole family in, because that's not correct English. She sort of hugged. She embraced the family into Books and Bricks, and it's been a wonderful organization for me. I hope you have a wonderful experience with it too. And this year, I have made it so I can't hear my dad talking about my mom, and I'm not going to be watching it, so there will be no crying this year. I will be off camera, so hiding my tears. I think this is going to be my dad talking about my mom. Let's find out together. Oh, before we go, Stephanie says her hubby doesn't have a PayPal account. How else do I send this? Well, a couple of ways. You can go to booksandbricks.org/donate and use a credit card there. That's one way to do it. The other way would be to send in a check directly. Stephanie, if that doesn't work, let me know offline on Twitter or something like that, and I'll hook it up. If I will be happy to part your hubby and his money if it's going to go towards folks like this here at Books and Bricks. Let's hear what my dad has to say about my mom.
Hello, everybody. My name's Cliff Williams. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of Books and Bricks Global. Welcome to our fundraiser. I'd like to talk about one of the fundraising elements we have, and that's the Reverend Donna Riley Williams Memorial Scholarship Fund. This is a picture of Donna. She's an ordained Lutheran minister. She passed away in 2015, and as a family, we came together and started up the fund, as prior to that time, we had been donating money to Books and Bricks Global. Teaching actually is one of Donna's main interests throughout her life. It's actually in her DNA, as both her parents were teachers, and in fact, her mother, during 1939 and 41, was teaching at a missionary school in Trinidad, just at the start and breakout of the Second World War. We traveled around a lot with my work, and every place we went, Donna took the opportunity to do some teaching. One example is when we lived up in the Yukon Territory. During the cold winters, we had to deal with, in particular, our two young sons, one of which is your host right now, Kevin. At the ages of 2 and 4, the winters were long, so she started up a nursery school in our neighborhood and ran it for 3 years, taking in around 20 students each time. Teaching was really part of her DNA. When we spent time in Africa, working there, Donna volunteered as a missionary volunteer, helping teach in some of the classrooms. And I remember her commenting on how the children would raise their hands and snap their fingers when she'd ask questions, as they would want to be called upon. Also, she did some teaching of the women in the squatter areas around the capital city. One of the focuses that we have within that fund is providing scholarships for teacher college students. As if you've read some of the information that has been put out by Books and Bricks Global, a lot of the focus is on providing teachers in the rural communities. So we do that in our particular fund program by focusing in on the scholarships for the students. So thank you very much for listening, and please be generous. Thank you.
So that was my dad talking about my mom, and if you'd like to contribute directly to her scholarship fund, she's somewhere right now. I mean, she was a Lutheran minister, so if anyone's going to get into a heaven, it would be her. She would be happy if you would donate a little bit of money. Speaking of donations, we have an update, and then we have an update to the update. But since I went to the trouble of making this particular fundraising bar, let's take a look where we were about 5 minutes ago before Mary Ray updated me. Grand total of 38% of our way through the goal. So we're now beyond that, and I'll update that after we watch the next little thing here. Stephanie says that her husband is donating through booksandbricks.org/donate. That's the easiest way. So I would recommend that. Phyllis is planning to go to Kenya in 2023 if anyone wants to come. Oh my God, yes. Road trip. I'm in. Let's plan that. We have several stories of people who got involved with Books and Bricks and then eventually decided, I would like to go to Kenya and see what I have wrought. And so they do. If you get the chance, folks, travel. Go to Africa. I highly recommend it. It's like saying America's a beautiful country. Yeah, it is. Every country is beautiful, but Africa, there's just so much of it. Whatever you want, from deserts to oceanfront, it's there. Take a trip. Kimchi says, your mom sounds awesome. Wish we could have talked to her. Yeah, and she would talk. She would be doing by far the most talking. At Random had to listen to her quite a bit. We have lots of wonderful stories about my mom. She was. We were very, very lucky to have her. And again, without her, I probably wouldn't be connected with Books and Bricks, and we wouldn't all be here tonight doing this. So, thank you, Mom. I wanted to show you this quick video as well, and I will update the numbers, the totals, and have a new total for you, hopefully, when you get back. This is, I believe, I don't think we've heard from the secretary. We haven't heard from the secretary. And then we've got a new video that didn't air last year. We'll watch that right after this one.
A secretary of LC King Secondary School. As I work here, it will help our students to access some revision and do some research.
Okay, that's good. And also, as a part of the Utrini community, how do you help the students to remain focused and ready for class in January?
As a worker, I have some relatives in your home. I do help them to do some revision during this time and give them some more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time. And what are your final remarks?
I just thank the Bricks and Books for visiting our school and tell them God bless them.
And we're back. As I promised, we have some new videos from a teacher of English literature, and he is also responsible for maintaining the library, where there are books, almost 2,000 of them. And if you'd like to, I'm sure if you specified somehow with your donation, if you want more books in the Phyllis Hatch Library, they could make that happen. I don't know. I'm just saying that. I don't want to make any promises. I know it's a 501(c) or whatever, and things get very, very specific. There's a library, by the way, that all those books. Well, you guys know what a library is, but I mean that's one of the libraries that Books and Bricks has purchased. This is the teacher of English literature talking about what's going on in the library.
Hello and good morning.
Morning to you.
Can you briefly introduce yourself to us?
I'm Mr. Mtua Moses.
Yeah.
Kivumbune Nixie Secondary School.
Yeah.
Teacher of English literature.
Yeah.
In charge of the school library.
So you're the one who's in charge of the library, yeah?
Yes, I'm the one who's in charge.
First and foremost, if I may ask, how do you allocate the library sessions to the students? Is it, how do you allow the students to access the library?
We have programs.
Yeah.
Whereby at times we handle them as whole class sessions.
Yeah.
With the guidance of the teachers.
Yeah.
And sometimes once the classes are free,
yeah,
we allow the students to have open individual or open learning,
Yeah.
whereby they come and do research
Yeah.
and also study on their own.
Oh, so we have both the whole class sessions and then individual based, huh?
Yes, we have the whole class sessions and the individual.
Oh, so that's great. And so far, as a literature teacher, how much impact do you feel the library has had on the students and the teachers?
So the library has really helped us.
Yeah.
Being a day school,
Yeah.
we have a shortage of facilities.
Yeah.
And once you have this library,
Yeah.
it has enhanced further studies.
Yeah.
Whereby the students access the library.
Yeah.
They can read on their own.
Yeah.
And at times, we have the teachers who just come and help them
Yeah.
to enhance their performance.
Oh.
That is first.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Mm-hmm.
we are able to print the examinations from the library,
Mm-hmm.
whereby it has enhanced the privacy,
Yeah.
whereby students cannot access the exam and the issue of cheating.
So you print the exams from the library?
Yeah, we do it.
Oh, wow, that's
Print
great,
it.
huh?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, thirdly,
Yeah.
students also have a free time
Yeah.
to do their own research
Yeah.
in various subjects.
Yeah.
And that has enhanced great performance in
Yeah.
their studies.
Oh, and this being a day school, so far, what challenges do you feel have you faced as teachers, the whole school fraternity at large?
Yeah, well, being a day school,
Mm-hmm.
we have times and various challenges.
Yeah.
For instance, we have a limited time
Mm-hmm.
of accessing the library.
Yeah.
Because the students or the learners will only come here at 8,
Yeah.
and after around 8 hours or 10 hours,
Yeah.
they have to leave the compound because
Yeah.
it's a day school.
Yeah.
On the same note, we still have a very tight program
Yeah.
whereby the term dates are so induct.
Yeah.
So teachers are striving
Yeah.
to cover the syllabus.
Yeah.
So at times, whenever the students are free,
Yeah.
we shall have the cover-up lessons.
Oh, especially because I understand that is it this year or is it next year when the country will be experiencing 2 candidate classes?
Yes,
at the same
because
time?
of the challenge of the pandemic, that is COVID-19.
Yeah.
Next year, we are most likely to have Form 2s and Form 3s sitting the exam in the same year.
And how will you be able to cover that syllabus? But although anyway, that's a huge challenge, by the way. I
Yeah,
understand.
it is a great challenge.
Yeah.
Because you are striving to see whether you can cover the syllabus.
Yeah.
By the time those who are in Form 3, by the time they will be doing the exam in April,
Yeah.
you will have covered. But it's really a great challenge.
Yeah.
But you are trying.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand.
We still have another challenge.
Yeah.
Whereby we had introduced a system whereby the parents, as the Form 1 student, Form 1, they come with storybooks and reading materials.
Yeah.
But it has been a great challenge whereby the parents cannot make it.
Oh.
Yes.
Due to lack of finances, negligence, which could you please expand further?
That would be as a result of lack of finance.
Yeah.
Because generally in our county, Kitui County,
Yeah.
the county is very dry. You can see you don't have rains.
Yeah.
So that has been a great challenge because of finance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so anyway, that would have been a very great opportunity by there because every beginning of the year, new Form 1 Saturday report.
Yes.
You were trying to.
We had a program whereby they should be buying reading materials.
Yeah.
So that we may enrich our library.
Oh, that's great by the way. Even
Yes.
though, but anyway, we hope as time continues that will change.
It will change. It will change.
So anyway, that's all I needed from you, sir. So thank you for your time and do have a great day. Yeah?
Yes, we appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
The far we have gone,
Yeah.
we have done great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you. Good day.
You too.
And we are now almost an hour and a half into the broadcast, and I don't think I've muted my mic on myself once today. So really, a banner year for Books and Bricks. Speaking of banner years, you guys are bringing it to the table this year. I have an update in just a second on our total. It just came in from Mary Ray about 15 seconds ago, so it is rendering right now, and I reckon it'll be up in just a moment. But before we get to that, I got an email from Books and Bricks. Just I don't know who sent it. Could have been Janet, could have been Mike, could have been Mary, could have been it's just this amorphous email address, Books and Bricks. They heard us talking about the water tank, and we had seen the water tank earlier. Let's check out that water tank here. Hold on. Does it? Oh, we have to do this, and we can run through it. Okay, no, it's not going to do that. Okay, we're going back. We're coming back, kids. Hold on. It doesn't. When I'm in one mode, it doesn't want to do that. So we talked about the water tank earlier, and I can actually show it to you. Give me one moment, and I'm really going to make this work. There it is. This is the water tank, and I can bring it in for you by doing... this is hardly worth the effort, but here it comes. This. There you go. That is the water tank funded by the Hatch family. Why? Why is that funded by the Hatch family, you may ask? I'll give you a moment to ask. There's about a 7-second delay, so it's going to be too long. We'll just go with it. 168,000 cups of water. In the past 3 months, we have constructed a classroom and a library. Each building is equipped with gutters and a 10,000-liter water tank. With 2 rainy seasons annually in Eastern Africa, we have increased water supply by 168,000 cups. So that water tank fills up with the runoff from the library and a classroom. That's why it's called the Hatch Family Water Tank. And from that, the students are able to partake, to quench their thirst to the tune of 168,000 cups of water. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of the village, but it's a secondary school there in Kenya. Happy Earth Day this week. So that came from Books and Bricks. That email came in there. That is what the Hatch Family Library water tank is all about. Let's see what we haven't covered yet. I just wanted to mention quickly, last year, Marcy, who is, I believe is still watching here today, Marcy contributed to an auction for a week at the Ponokai Resort in Kauai. Marcy lives on the Big Island, but because of COVID restrictions, etc., Marcy never got a chance to use that trip. So I'm hoping at some point in the future I can somehow make that up to Marcy. But extremely generous and didn't have a problem with it at all. I don't want to give away your business, Marcy, but just when she was told, like, hey, at some point we can try and move this, or push it to next year, or see what they'll do for us, or make arrangements, she was like, you know what, don't worry about it. I mean, she lives in Hawaii anyway, but just very cool, and just essentially a $500 donation she got nothing out of it, except me pestering her to see when she wanted to use her week. So just the generosity of people like that. Marcy, a very generous individual, as well as many of you out there. I just heard from Mary Ray that Phyllis has donated some more money as well. So just so generous. Speaking of generosity, let's take a look at the fundraising bar and see where we are an hour and a half into the broadcast. Our goal is $50,000. We may not reach that today. This is we'll call it subdued fundraiser. We are not able to do the dinner that we regularly do, but you folks are still incredibly generous. Without getting any further into that and the reasons why, last time we looked, we were at 30-something%. Let's do an update. Drum roll, 48% of the way to our goal. Keeping in mind that it costs just $450 to send a kid through an entire high school career. $3,000 sends a kid all the way through college. And we've done that several times with Books and Bricks. We will continue to do that. That's, what is that? That's got to be, well, half of that. So $29,000. $29,000 right now on the board. It's easy math because of 50,000 goal. That's why they were like, we should make the goal $70,000. I was like, no, make it 50 so I can do the math quickly. Phyllis, I should mention Phyllis donated specifically to my mother's, the Donna Riley Williams Memorial, whatever, to that fund. My mother was a teacher. My mother started the first kindergarten in Whitehorse, Yukon. We were living in the Yukon. There was no kindergarten for us, so she just started a kindergarten. I mean, she's going to teach us. She might as well teach the other kids as well. Her mother was a teacher. Her father was a teacher. Her mother was a volunteer teacher in Trinidad and Tobago during the outbreak of World War II. Her father was a principal. So anyway, we come from a long line of educators, and then I'm an actor. I lie for money, basically. So, and not much. Hi, Joanne. There's Joanne. Okay. I want girls to have choices as well. I'm very big on choices for girls. I'm so big on education. There's the picture right there you see is more bricks in the background. They make the red bricks also come from local. I don't think they make those right there. The cinder block things, they make those right there. The red bricks come from somewhere else. But the heat is your friend in Africa, like I said. Let's take a look at some other stuff here. What haven't we seen? I think we've seen just about all the video we have. Oh, we have a teacher. We haven't heard from Faith yet this year. This is Faith. You got to have it.
Mulungu Secondary School, a beneficiary of Books and Bricks Global Kenya.
Hold on, I'm going to start her again because the audio wasn't working properly in the first place. So this is one of the teachers. Her name is Faith.
My name is Faith Mainki, a teacher and a TSC, and currently teaching in a school by the name St. John's Mulungu Secondary School, a beneficiary of Books and Bricks Global Kenya, and a member of the board.
As a Books and Bricks Global Kenya beneficiary, how did the sponsorship help or influence your performance at school?
The sponsorship influenced my performance in school by keeping me always in class, and that one gave me a conducive environment to do well in my performance.
And as a teacher, what do you think Books and Bricks could do more to have a greater impact in the community?
The same assistance that was offered to me, I recommend it to continue to many students to enable them do better in the community and in their lives to come.
And also, now that schools are closed, what do you do to help or to prepare the students to get ready to be back in class in January?
We have engaged them in a WhatsApp group where we study both curriculum-wise and life skills.
Okay, thank you. Do have a great day.
You too, thank you. God bless you abundantly.
And we are back. Mary, can you hear me? Okay, so Mary wanted to do another update with a whole bunch of names, and someone mentioned in the chat room that the bell gets kind of annoying when you're reading all the names, so I'm going to stop with the bell because I want everyone to get the credit that they so richly deserve. I should also mention as well, so many people donate anonymously. So we do get a lot of people. We have some people say, please don't say how much I donated to. It's not about that. It's not about the credit for them. It's just about doing something nice for the human beings on the planet. So Mary Ray, take it away. What's going on? Hold on, Mary. Hold on. We've got no sound. I'm hearing. You got sound for me? Are you? Hold on. I've got people here now. Are you having difficulty hearing Mary? Mary, go ahead and say something again.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So I believe that they can hear me. Can I get the people through the glass studio here? Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear Mary? Everyone's on a little bit of delay here. The people at this location are very much delayed, if you know what I'm saying. Folks, they just disappeared. They've just left. Okay, I'm back. Jennifer Paulson in the chat room says, I'm back. And yes, and Mary's back as well. I told you at some point we were going to lose audio today. That's what we've learned from last year's broadcast. And I think everybody could hear me, unfortunately, but they weren't able to hear you. So we're going to start this again.
Sure.
This is what happens when you're going live. Mary, hi. Thanks for dialing in again.
Yeah.
You have some updates. You said you were going to check out, you want to know more about the water tank. I do as well, quite frankly. But you also have some updates, and I mentioned to you, and I don't know if people heard, I'm not going to ring the bell every time you read a name now, because someone said, that's a lot of bells, and that's good. Also,
yeah, absolutely. I love the spirit of it. The bell is great. We'll give one big bell for all these folks. I'll read them again, and hopefully there's no repeats, but we so appreciate everyone. We have Kim W. that donated, Blake R., Diane L., Rachel N., Jane M., Marcella G. I was going to shout out to Phyllis again. We've talked a lot about what her incredible donations and from her family have done.
I'll give a shout out to Phyllis.
Janet, yeah, and Mike and Janet, of course, always are just the backbone of this organization and driving everyone. And they're so inspiring, and they continue to donate as well. And Emily and Brett, and I think that's the most up-to-date donors that I have there. But we are just so appreciative, and it's so great to see this, and wonderful to have all of the videos and photos rolling in to really see what an impact all of this makes.
It is. It warms the cockles of my heart. Thank you, Mary.
It's some good news.
This is your last check-in for the evening. Am I correct?
Yes. Thank you so much, Kevin. This has been great. It's great to see everybody supporting the organization.
It certainly is. And thank you for donating your time as well. And your family's time. I know you have like 18 children or something, and they keep you busy.
And a dog. Yeah.
And a dog. So behind those doors, folks, when she opens those up, there's multiple creatures waiting for her to be available as mommy. So thank you very much for your time. And I'm going to let you go. Actually, you can let yourself go by signing out.
All right.
Say goodbye.
Thanks, Kevin. Good night.
Thank you. So that was Mary Ray. She's Kay. And if Alyssa is out there and listening, we could use an update from the church right about now. I know that at some point my dad was going to speak to people, or we were going to take a look at the people in the church. We can do that, or we can not do it. It's probably getting dark up in Seattle because it's dark right here in Los Angeles. We aim for $50,000. That's our goal. We will probably reach that perhaps after the broadcast. We said in our meetings, let's go for about 90 minutes. We've already exceeded that. We are at above 48%. Here we go. Look at that. Right on cue. Okay, so Elise is here. The Reverend Canon Elise. And At Random says it's dark already in Seattle. I can see that At Random is telling the truth.
Hey, everybody. We
Elise.
are. Oh, whoops. I need to flip my camera.
No, you're good. Either way.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great. All right. Well, we have the Hardy group here. We've got your dad.
Hi, Kevin. Good to see you, Mike.
Hi, Dad. Nice to see you.
Hi, Kevin. See, I have my mask on.
Good for you.
And we have Mike.
Hey, Mike. Mike, I love that shirt.
Thanks for a good time tonight.
Mike and I, for those of you who don't know, Mike and I, we ran in the same gang in high school. So that's where these come from.
I didn't get that.
He said you ran in the same gang.
Because of your shirts.
Oh, the shirts. Oh, yeah. Oh, the gang. I thought it did game.
And then Janet's running control, the sort of the central control here. And then we have Anne.
Hey,
and
Anne.
Mary.
Hi, Mary. Those are the diehards. Does Mary want to talk to us?
On the board of trustees.
Yeah. Yes. Anne serves on the board.
Yes.
Here.
Thank you for your work, Anne. So normally, I should tell the audience watching out there online, normally during non-COVID times, that room is packed with people around the round tables, all having dinner and sharing in conversation and then speeches, etc. And some wonderful Kenyan-based food as well. So that's how things normally work. Obviously, people have chosen at this point to have their dinner earlier and head home, as I would myself, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we actually had a number of folks, not too many, but it's about a dozen at some point throughout the evening here in this room. But I believe that the call of the Mariners is strong.
Oh, that's what it is. That's right.
So which, as you said, we don't talk about it. So we're not going to but I imagine that there might be a few folks who are also curious about how the Mariners are doing. So
and I just got 2 notifications on that as well. I'll tell you that Mary Ray just interjected as well. The most recent count as of 8 minutes ago when Mary left us was 24,803. So by now, I'm going to postulate that we've passed the halfway point to our goal, and I think that's a success, quite frankly. I might want to check with Janet. It might be a good time to sign off the broadcast, unless we've got some other business to take care of. I think the cement has been laid, the foundation's been laid, and now the house will continue to build as the donations pour in.
We will check in and get right back with you. I'm going to sign off for just a second, Kevin.
Okay, and people in the chat room are already talking about the Mariners. So I will update folks on the Mariners without telling them the score, but I look forward to seeing you back on the screen over there. So just sign back in, and I'll see you, and I'll put you on, okay? Here we go. There we are. So for those of you who care, the Seattle Mariners are in a race for the wild card game. They are 1 game behind the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees for the wild card spot, and there are 2 games left in the season. So the Mariners are playing right now. If they win tonight, they are, I think, tied with the Yankees, and it depends on what Boston did. I'm not going to tell you about any scores, but entering today's action, that's where they were. So 1 game back, and they have to win, and then you can have a playoff and to get to the wild card. And then the wild card is a 1-game thing anyway. So that's what's going on. And I just got an image sent to me. Let me see if I can decipher that to show that to you. Janet is sending me something. Oh, sending me images from this is what they did outside. Good. I wonder if I'll be able to, if you guys are going to be able to see those at all. Not particularly. Let me play. These are folks that were at the. I got to do this. I want to hide the scores because the score is pinned to my phone as well. These were folks who were at the dinner today. What they did is they set up some tents, some awnings outside of the church. So people were socially distanced. Everybody was vaccinated that I know of. And these are some of those folks from today. Let me show those to you. By the way, my dad also says, to clarify, my brother has matching funds at his work. He works for Regents Blue Shield. Just to, in case the company name police are watching. Here's a gentleman from today, it looks like. Let me turn up the volume. Okay, so that did nothing. Okay. So there's technology for you. There's something, we can't even see it. But Janet is sending me some pictures of some folks today. We might get this one. I recognize the back of Mike there because he wears that shirt, one of the cool shirts like the cool kids. There you go. That's what it was like there at the church. That's the best I can show you right now. So they had some awnings and they put up tables in the handicap parking spaces, apparently. And they had themselves a dinner. And we'll be going right back to Reverend Elise when we hear them. Let me see if there's any more video that I didn't get to show you from this year. We did watch that one. We saw the secretary, and we saw my dad is a board member. Let's do this quickly. This is my dad talking, I think, about why he got involved with the process in the first place. And then during that, we'll probably figure out whether we're going to continue broadcasting or we're going to shut down for the evening. Stephanie, thank you very much. This shirt, I should tell you guys, this shirt is so much like Mike's that we saw in the church because Janet and Mike sent it to me so I could do the broadcast. They actually sent it to me for last year's broadcast, but they sent it through the United States Postal Service, so it just got here today. So perfect timing for that. This is again my dad one more time talking about why he became a board member, I believe.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cliff Williams. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of Books and Bricks Global. I first met Janet and Mike at St. John's Episcopal Church back in about 2012, and at that time became familiar with Books and Bricks Global and started to contribute funds to their program. The initial interest that I had was the fact that we as a family had worked and lived in 2 African countries. It was primarily on water supply projects in rural areas. With that particular work, I got to know some teachers and in particular high school students in the rural areas, as it was the high school and the students that really started the rural water supply programs going, as they would dig the trenches for the water supply lines. I would meet a number of them out in the field and find them to be very enthusiastic about what they were doing and about learning, and also enthusiastic about the growth of their community. I also was able to help 8 students from Swaziland, which is the first country we were in, get into universities in engineering in North America. It really was very touching to see the commitment that these students had, and I believe that the work we are doing by sponsoring, providing scholarships to schools and supporting the teachers will be very, very beneficial to the people, especially in the rural area in Kenya. Thank you all for your great generosity, and thank you for watching.
Microphone. I didn't forget to turn on my mic that time. I just couldn't find it. So that does not count as me not remembering to turn on my mic. I was actually looking for it on the software. Speaking of mics, let me bring up the Reverend Elise. And she wanted to highlight some of the ways that you can donate. She wanted to talk about recurring donations, etc. They're in Seattle, live, coming to you from the side of a church. Reverend Elise, what have you got to say for yourself?
Excellent. Thanks so much for Kevin. It's good to be back with you just a few minutes later. We are Books and Bricks Global is very grateful for all the donations that have come in, both this evening as well as who have already come in. And we wanted to let you know it is not too late. You can go anytime next week or anytime that you feel the Spirit moving you to go to booksandbricks.org and donate. And those recurring donations are incredibly helpful for the wonderful mission and ministry of Books and Bricks Global to support young people in Kenya. And we wanted to also thank Epiphany Parish in Seattle for the $2,500 grant that they gave for the building of a library. And so I would invite, and Janet, Mike, Mary, and all the Books and Bricks family would invite folks to contribute the remaining $7,500 to make that library a reality. And so I would invite folks to just go to the website to be able to contribute to that library. We are so very grateful to the people and the mission and ministry of Epiphany Parish in Seattle for making that grant and that library a possibility becoming. And so I think we're going to take about 15 more minutes tonight, and then I think we'll be ready to sign off. But again, and I think, Kevin, you showed a video earlier about library construction, right?
Yep. Yes.
So so think back to that library construction video that you saw earlier and think about how those libraries can really change the worlds of young people. It really gives them the key to unlocking the door of a more successful and a healthier life.
And I can show that video again. I might as well. I mean, I can reprise the video. I'm happy to do that. And I wanted to mention as well, we saw Obama pens earlier. No relation to our former president. As well, in the library, there was an interview that I didn't show because the sound was just, it was intelligible, really. But I was able to make out, the gentleman was asking the young lady, the student studying in the library, what was the last good book, the exciting book that she read. And she said she had written a book called Gifted Hands, which is actually a book written by Dr. Ben Carson, who was a Republican nominee for president. So we are an equal opportunity charity, quite frankly. We don't care whether it's Obama pens or Ben Carson's book. We're happy to share that information. And regardless of what the content of the book is, it's so important that these kids have an opportunity to read. And quite frankly, they'll read just about anything because it helps them with their English skills and because the pickings are slim. But we would like to make those pickings fat, whatever the opposite of slim is. And that's where the people watching tonight come in. At least I'm going to show the video of the library again. Hang on or log off and come back or whatever. We'll be hanging out for a few more minutes, and I'll be checking with the chat room in the meantime. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more on the other side. So go do your business. And this is probably about 3 minutes or so of the Hatch Library one more time.
Excellent.
So I'll comment as we go along here as well. I've got it paused. It's not a glitch in the video system. But we can see these are officials from Kenya. This is the groundbreaking ceremony. And the entire village comes out for this and gets involved in the ceremony, in the initial digging. That's the first trench to the library. So this is really, it takes a village in the purest sense of the expression. You can see he has the Kenyan bars, the flag on his... what are those called? What are the things on the soldiers called on the shoulders? Pillets or whatever they are. I know what they're called. I'm not good with words. Anyway, everybody gets involved. Someone's going to know right away in the chat room. This is why I don't write books, because I can't remember what those things are called. But I could look them up very quickly if I wanted to write a book. Epilots, thank you. Thank you, At Random. At Random wins. She gets a bell. Epaulets. So there's the library. You can see on the corner of it right there. That's the Hatch Family Library. Is it the library? Yeah, the Hatch Family Library right there. There it is in its completed form. I really like the blue. So from the video that we see later here, epaulets. I don't even know how to say it anymore. These are one of those rules, things that we've read, but I honestly don't know how to say it because I'm not sure I've ever heard it actually said in person. I can see my dad is standing by. Dad, hi, how are you? Hold on. You're not live yet. We're just watching the construction of the video. Dad, can you see the construction? Oh, you know what I can do? I can't. I can. Are you watching this on a phone, Dad? Hold on. We're gonna bring in my dad here. Okay. Okay, so now you folks on the air should be able to listen to my dad live. My dad is a civil engineer, and he would know far more about what we're watching here than I would. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with him. Do you have your glasses, Dad? Can you see the screen, or do you need your glasses?
Okay, I've got my glasses. No, you're just a tiny little section on the screen for me. Let me move forward.
I'm going to make
go
this
ahead.
as big as I can. Hold on. And let's see. Can you see the library there?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so obviously that's the completed library. We're going to run through here right now. And you're a few seconds behind because you're watching the broadcast. there's the interior of the library. I want to get to some of the construction video, so hold on until we get there. And you can kind of, I've been talking a little bit about how they make the bricks from the local dirt and they dry them in the sun and stuff like that. Here's some construction right here that we're looking at with the exterior of the library being built. As a civil engineer, do you want to make some comments on what you see there?
Oh, well, now you're in the classroom.
Okay, so it's quite a bit behind. It should be, oh, okay, that's just an internet delay. It's coming. Hold on a second here. Yeah, this is just...
I'll make a comment about the bricks.
Okay.
They do use some cement with the dirt that they have. Okay, so this is just not clay. There is cement added to the clay to make the bricks more solid and durable.
Sure.
And then at the end, they put plaster on the outside wall so it doesn't wear away the brick or the cement in the brick.
Yeah, and if they didn't put the plaster
so that's
there,
why you...
We're suffering from delay here, Dad. But yeah, if they didn't put the plaster there, you would end up with the rains coming and washing away the buildings.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes,
there
eroding away the bricks.
Yeah, and then we see, you're about to see, if the internet can keep up. I think I've kind of stretched the limits of the technology here tonight because I'm literally watching this on 3 different screens. But it looks like they've built scaffolding out of wood, and then they're laying in the bricks with mud itself. And that should come to you in just a second here. Hold on, it's coming. You can almost see it. There's gonna... Oh boy, you're about 20 seconds behind here. Folks, if you are watching, now's the time to donate. We're going to be wrapping up here in just a couple of minutes. Help us get to our goal. $50,000 is our budget, and that budget is entirely for education in Kenya. There's nobody making a ton of money off of this. Just about everybody involved in this charity is volunteering their time, from myself, my father, that you'll be looking at on screen in just a second. Come on, YouTube, do your thing. There we go. Okay. Now you're watching video right there, and inside there's a gentleman standing there on some scaffolding. Is he just putting mud on the bricks? What's happening there?
He's putting a type of plaster. It'll have some cement in it, but in order to fasten it to the wall, but it's a plaster material that they can then paint afterwards. You couldn't paint the rough bricks that they're manufacturing there.
And is there anything special?
It also...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're
breaking the internet
around
right now.
here. We just call it mud.
Yeah. Well, it's actual plaster. When you mud your house, you're using actual plaster, not actual mud. But that is a little bit of literal mud mixed in there as well. That's funny. I wonder which came first, chicken or egg? Okay, so Dad, you're standing in this room for a reason. What did you have to say besides how to construct a house in Africa?
Well, thank you very much, Kevin, for all your efforts. I think it's been a tremendous effort today, and thank you for all the contributions that have been made. I think it's been a successful evening. We've come close to 50%, if not over by now. And people can continue to contribute. As I actually challenged all my grandchildren and told them that I would match all of the contributions that they have made. So sometime over the next few days, I'll see how much that will be, and I will double it. So please continue over the next few days, and we'll be able to continue our program of supporting the children in Kenya, both the high school and the college students.
There are 2 comments that I have on that. Number one, that's very magnanimous of you. You have 7 grandchildren? How many what do you have?
7.
7 grandchildren. So first comment out of 2, very generous of you to be matching any donations they come up with. The second comment I have is, that's my inheritance. Want to check with me before you start dumping all that money? Literally buying mud? They dig it up from the ground, Dad.
Yes.
There's a young lady in the chat room. Amanda Williams says, hi, Dan, Dad.
And I don't want to forget the step-grandchildren. They're also included in that. So there's actually more than 7, Kevin.
Oh, great. I'm not getting anything when you die, am I? Nothing
No.
at all. We have an update here. Hold on. We're just about to end the broadcast. We've got a new fundraising total. Let me update the bar and see where we got. And it is going up 50%. We got there. We're halfway to our goal, and we've got the rest of the year to get there. The rest of the evening, etc. People can keep donating. They can go in anytime. And we watched a little video you talked about your wife's memorial fund and how important it was to you. And I can't remember from the video, and I couldn't hear it this year. I purposely listened with the sound off because I was doing other stuff. Do you remember what it was that first made her, was it you or her that decided all those years ago, we were living in Whitehorse, Yukon, and one of you must have said, hey, let's go to Africa. Let's get as far away from this godforsaken place as we can. Is that how it started?
Well, you might not remember, but
I don't.
I was entering a PhD program at the University of Fairbanks. We were going to leave on the 1st of September from Whitehorse in the Yukon. And on the 1st of August, I got offered this position to start up a rural water supply program in Swaziland. So we looked at it. Let's see now, Swaziland, average temperature is 75 degrees. Fairbanks, in the wintertime, average temperature minus 30 degrees. In 1 month, we were on our way to Swaziland. That's how it happened.
Knowing my mother, I completely believe that story 100%. And I don't blame her. I remember you going out to start the car and not being able to open the door, let alone start the car.
Yes, yeah. In the Yukon, where the temperatures would be and did get down to 60 below zero, we had 4 things plugged into the car. The interior car warmer, the block heater, and the oil pan heater. And then, the block heater, then the radiator heater. So we had 4 things plugged in. And any morning when we got up and the fuse was blown, it would take me half a day to get the car started again.
All right. Well,
anyway, that's not why we're here, Kevin.
No,
Kevin, thank you very much for hosting this again.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Congratulations for all your effort, and we all enjoy. I heard a lot of chuckles this evening from your comments. So thank you very much.
Well, good. It's good to know. I hope we've done some good here today. I know that Books and Bricks has and will continue to do much, much, much good in this world. Thank you, Dad, for all your efforts. And I'm not saying that because I'm your son. Quite frankly, I'm very angry at you right now for all my inheritance being gone. But as an impartial moderator of this particular live stream, thank you very much to you and to Janet and Mike and Reverend Elise and Mary Ray and everyone, Anne and everybody behind the scenes that I will forget to mention. Are you waving somebody in there?
Yes,
Reverend
Elise.
Yes. And this is Reverend Elise's first broadcast with, since you just came to the church in August, you probably didn't realize what you were getting yourself into.
A new adventure. A new adventure.
It's been an adventure tonight. And most importantly, thank you, everyone out there who's been watching. A special thank you to everyone who's donated. I'm, again, overwhelmed. In the course of a couple of hours, we've reached the halfway point to our goal. And with that goal, I can't even tell you the number of kids whose lives are going to be changed forever because of what your generosity has given to them. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I am going to sign off, say goodbye to Janet and Mike and Mary for me. All of you people out there who do all of the wonderful work. It's been great. Take care. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. But most importantly, be good to Books and Bricks. And keep donating.